vanilla pudding French toast. So we're going to start with some of the things that you'd normally find in French toast. 1 egg, and if you need to make, quite a bit of this, you can certainly double this recipe. So I'm going to whisk together my 1 egg. One cup of Lamers whole milk. We love our Lamers whole milk in the glass bottle. Fresh, local, award-winning, best milk ever. So 1 egg and some milk. I normally put a little cinnamon in my French toast, just because it just kind of takes it to a whole nother level, so a little bit of cinnamon. And here's the real special part of this recipe that makes it a little bit different, is we've got 1 box of vanilla cook and serve pudding. And this makes this French toast out of this world. It gives it a lot of really great flavor. Okay. So I love to do French toast in a griddle, on a griddle, because it makes it really easy. But if you don't have a griddle and you've got just a nice big non-stick frying pan, that works great. Non-stick surface is going to be your best friend when it comes to doing like pancakes and French toast and things like that. I also love to do, the bread I like to use for this is a Texas toast, or really any type of bread will do, but the Texas toast really makes a nice thick French toast, something like you get at a restaurant. So I'm going to spray my griddle with some cooking spray, and then I also like to do a little bit of butter, which will make that toast nice and golden. Don't need a whole ton of it. We'll just keep it nearby the griddle, because I turn into the French toast queen when I'm making this, and end up making a lot of French toast. So clean hands is really the best way to go. Soak your bread, your Texas toast. And it's not hard to find. We actually found it right at Kopp's. And if you're looking for a lot of my recipes these days, you can just go to the service desk at Kopp's and say, hey, do you mind if I grab a copy of Amy's recipes? And they'll have them right there for you, right at the service desk. So any area Kopp's food store. Let's get my spatula here. Checking my French toast. It doesn't take too long if your griddle is nice and hot. And you're just looking for that egg to cook a little bit. We're almost there, look at that. And for the French toast to get a little bit golden on each side. So kind of the key, just like the key with making good pancakes, is you want your griddle or your pan, if you're doing this on the stovetop, to be hot, but not too hot, if you know what I'm talking about. All right, those have a minute or two before they're ready to flip, so I'm going to let them hang out. Just kind of do their thing for a minute. And I'm going to show you another way to kind of dress up your French toast. Certainly, this French toast is going to be wonderful served with warm maple syrup. And just taking the time, and we've got some really nice maple syrup here, to warm it up in the microwave quickly, because syrup warms up in seconds. Again, you've got warm French toast. Who wants to put ice cold syrup on it? So I'm just going to heat this, and that's just an extra special touch, especially in the winter when it's cold outside, when you're doing pancakes or French toast. 15-20 seconds in the microwave just to warm it up, put it in a little pitcher, and wow, all of a sudden it's just, again, that extra step to make it extra special. Then we've got some fresh berries. I've got some sliced strawberries, some blackberries, some raspberries. And you can toss them with a little bit of sugar. And would you mind grabbing me just a little bit of sugar? Just to get those going and kind of have them marinating a little bit. Another thing that you can add, if this is going to be more of an adult special breakfast in bed, is a little bit, this is an orange liqueur. So this, along with the sugar, will help break down those berries a little bit and give it give them some nice flavor. Well, that's a whole lot of sugar. Don't need quite that much, but thanks, Ann. So if you can, while the French toast is doing its thing, you just toss the berries with a little bit of sugar and optional, a little bit of that Grand Marnier, which is the orange liqueur. It breaks down the berries, kind of helps them release their juices, and that orange liqueur is going to give it a nice flavor too. But all right, so we'll let those hang out. Let's get back to our French toast. Yeah, now we're talking. This batter is going to make about 8 to 10 pieces of French toast. So like I say, if you've got a real hungry crowd, certainly double or triple the recipe, which is really easy to do. Pick yourself up a couple extra boxes of the cook and serve pudding, by the way, not the instant pudding. If we would have gotten the instant pudding, this would have turned into absolute pudding. So we don't want it to do that. We still want it to be, you know, more of like an egg wash. And just double, triple the recipe, and then you'll be able to do, you know, 20 or more pieces of French toast. Just depends on how many people you're serving. So just a few minutes on each side. I just want both sides to be golden, and I'm waiting for those berries just to break down a little bit. Our syrup is now nice and warm, and I like to serve this syrup on the side because this French toast is so delicious. Some people might not want the syrup on there. And then I like to cut the French toast on an angle. This is up to you. You can serve it just as is, but this is one of my tricks and tips to make it look really pretty on the plate like you get at a restaurant. So you can kind of take your French toast, and we'll cut one more piece. A nice baguette sliced kind of on the bias also would work wonderfully for this recipe if you didn't want to use the Texas toast. A little sprinkle of powdered sugar is always nice. We'll take some of those berries that we've marinated and kind of spoon those over the top. A little butter you could do on here, but you really don't need it. It's up to you how you want to serve this. The vanilla pudding really gives it some nice flavor, and I promise you, give it a try. It's like something you'd see at a bed and breakfast or something, and it's really easy to do yourself. So there you go. It's my vanilla pudding French toast. Really fun. Well, maybe we do it just a teeny drizzle of syrup to do as a last-minute Valentine, or any time that you want to treat your family to a little extra breakfast. And we'll put the recipe on our website. You can also pick up this recipe at any area Kopp's food store. Coming up, looking for something fun to do with the kids this Valentine's Day weekend? What about getting them into the kitchen to make homemade edible Play-Doh? Yeah, they can eat this. It actually, they'll love it. So stick around. We'll show you how to make it a little later. Plus, we're making red velvet cake pops and some last-minute brownie parfaits. Perfect for this weekend. So stay with us. We'll be back.